Opinion: NBA stars opting out of FIBA World Cup is not new. Here's why it happened. USA Basketball's training camp for the 2019 FIBA World Cup opens Monday in Las Vegas, and some notable players have withdrawn from the competition. Damian Lillard, Bradley Beal, Anthony Davis, James Harden, Eric Gordon, C.J. McCollum, Andre Drummond, Kevin Love and Paul Millsap are among the all-star caliber players who have decided not to play in the August 31-September 15 event in China. That so many big-name players have opted out has caused a minor fury in today's NBA, especially with Twitter. Any and all transactions create a buzz. It's a credit to Jerry Colangelo, the managing director of USA Basketball, prefers to focus on the players who have decided to participate rather than those who have not. That's fair. Ex-Cavs GM Tom Brady contract. I am old enough to remember the 2010 FIBA World Championships when LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh, and Dwight Howard didn't play in the event after playing in the 2008 Beijing Olympics. And old enough to remember the 2014 FIBA World Championships when Kevin Durant, Love, Blake Griffin, and LaMarcus Aldridge withdrew their names from consideration. And old enough to remember the 2016 Rio Olympics when Steph Curry, Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, Harden and Griffin didn't play for the US. I share all that to remind you that NBA players have a history of withdrawing from international competitions. The US roster in non-Olympic years skews younger for a couple of reasons. USA Basket. Go back and look at the US roster for the 2010 World Championships in Turkey. Derrick Rose, Eric Gordon, Durant, Westbrook and Love were all 21. Rudy Gay was the average age of the 2014 US roster at the World Championship in Spain was 24. Klay Thompson. Also, FIBA changed its World Cup qualifying system in an effort to grow basketball around the world, especially in countries where basketball isn't as popular as it is in North America, South America, and Europe. FIBA had been an every 4-year schedule for its World Cup that also coincided with soccer's World Cup. Changing its think about how that impacts a player who wants to play in the Olympics. That player playing in both the World Cup and the Olympics has an impact on 2 NBA seasons, and that's a significant commitment for a player who is being paid millions to play for an NBA team. And even though FIBA wants its World Cup regarded as the best international basketball event in the world, and it is a compelling event if you like global basketball, US players prefer to win an Olympic gold medal. With all that said, the USU coached by Greg Popovich is still favored to win this year's World Cup. The US hasn't lost in a major world competition since the 2006 World Championship in Japan. Since then, that winning streak might be in jeopardy. Some predict this article originally appeared on USA Today.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park.